Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Vicky, StitchNButton, and today is, let me see, Wednesday, January 2nd. I didn't do anything for New Year's. When I was in Philly, I used to do the Mummers Parade. If you're interested in seeing what that is, it's a lot of fun, and you can look it up at, I think if you just Google Mummers or mummers.com, Mummers. That's what I used to do on New Year's, and now that I'm down in Florida, it's a little bit of a trek to get up there and help out. So I haven't been able to do that, and I've been just busy, keep doing a lot of busy work and some stitching. I've actually gotten some stitching done, although it doesn't look like a ton of progress. It's been on some big ones, so let's get into this. I have no finishes. Like I said, I've been working on big ones. I was working on Frank and Boo, which I thought I might be able to get done for New Year's. Didn't happen. But I did get some of it done. I did work on it. Let me see. I have a pile. Here. This one is from Bent Creek. Matter of fact, I think Pam, from Pam and Steph, Just Keep Stitching. Pam's working on this one this week. I think she pulled it on her Mania wheel. So that's what it looks like. I've done the snowman, and I have this one, and I know I have the New Year's one. I'm not sure. I think I need the patriotic one. I want to do that one with the eagle on it. So I'm doing most of the called for colors. I think I basically just pulled what I had and what was close. Look, there's still a needle in there. You think I knew somebody that had needleminders or something. But here is my Frank and Boo. Now I did mess up on this one. It's down by a square, but it'll work for the way I'll finish it. So that's how much I got done. I think since the last time I showed it, I ended up doing all this in here and finishing the rest of the green in here. I was doing it during a movie, and I thought I had finished filling this in, but apparently not. And then it needs some French knots for eyes and a little bit of black over here. Then I have these two to finish up. I did make a little change. See the little spider? There's a little spider there. It's Audrey's favorite part. I don't like spiders either, but it's good to torture others, right? So I'm looking for what came with it. Now you're supposed to put little buttons for the spider body after you do the back stitching for it. Yeah, that's not going to work for this. These buttons that came with it are huge compared to it. I mean, they're small compared to a button. But, button, look at that. So I ended up just doing a little cross stitch. Plus, it only had 4 legs for each spider. These creepy suckers have 8 of them. I gave them 8. So that's what I did there. These, not helpful. I don't think they added the right ones to the pack. Whatever. $16 later, and you didn't give me the right stuff. Way to go. Anyhow, so that's how far I got on Frank and Boo. It'll get finished eventually, right? Oh, I was using this little light. I think I showed this light in the previous one. I got it on Amazon. It's a Lumino light. It will clip on. It's kind of tight, but it will clip onto your Q-snaps. And the light is not too bad because I'll use it. It has 3 settings. Takes batteries. No, it doesn't take batteries. It has USB charger, and it's pretty light. Pretty light for a light. It was working well for my stitching in the living room when I was watching movies, because we usually turn out all the lights so there's no glare on the TV. We were watching Equalizer 2 during that. That's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen Equalizer 1, you need to see that, and the second one. Denzel Washington is an excellent actor. And I used to love the Equalizer show, which is totally different. It's a white English guy. Go figure. But Denzel definitely pulls it off and does one better even in this. I actually think I like the sequel better than the first one. So if you haven't seen it, go see that. What else have I been working on? I worked on my hashtag Dimension sale piece, which is animal magnetism. I know I showed this. That's the picture from it. You can't get it anymore. I don't know. It's very hard to find. It's a Charts and Charms. Animal magnetism. This is the one I told you was stolen from me. And I finally decided I could stomach it to start it all over again because I had a lot more than this done before. But I worked on him. I filled in more of the trunk. Filled in more of the trunk and a little bit on the outside here. Trying to look. Yeah, on the outside here. It's slow going, but it was just one night's worth of fill in. Not too bad. I put this away. Excuse me. Wait, please. Hold, please. Okay. Put that there. Oh, I forgot to pull this out. It's my bin of stuff received and purchased. Gotta keep it together, right? Okay. This one. This is Space Traveler. And I know I showed this one. This is the retired piece from Heaven and Earth Design. It's not in there. Oh my goodness, just when you think you've got it all together, it's not there. Is that not Space Traveler? No, that's Space Traveler. Okay, I don't have the picture. Sorry about your luck. Oh yeah, I do. And it's not Space Traveler, no. Oh my goodness, all the Hades are running together. Is that not crazy? When you're only doing some black parts on it. Ah, this is not Space Traveler. This one is Blue Flame. Where's my brain? That is Blue Flame. There's actually 3 colors in there, believe it or not. There's some black, some green, and some blue. And that's 3 times sitting with it. This one is part of my 12 Days of Hade. And what I did was, I only had 3. They were supposed to start 12. I only started 3. One I sort of started already with Space Traveler. But what I decided to do was 4 days on 3 different ones, and tonight should be day 3. Yeah, day 3 on this one. And then I'll move on to Space Traveler because I worked on Priestess, which I will show you in just a moment. And I'm trying to see if I have... Here's Blue Flame. And I forget who the... I can't pronounce the last name of the designer of this one, but if you look up Blue Flame on Hade, it will come up. It's Bartemfell or something. Who knows? Anyway, that's her. This is the second time I'm doing that. I don't know if you remember or if you watched before. I threw her away. I did almost a page and I didn't like the way it looked. I was doing 2 over 1 and hated it. The other one that I worked on is the Priestess. I decided to start this one. I found a piece of fabric. Matter of fact, with the Hade one, the Blue Flame one, I thought I found a piece of fabric that would be perfect. And when I went to go do it, I said, let me just do the measurements again. It was going to be a little too small. So I pulled that fabric from there and I looked and I found another piece of fabric. So it's going to be on 28 count, 1 over 1. And then I'm using 25 count 1 over 1 for Priestess. And 22 count 1 over 1 for Space Traveler. So this is Priestess. And when I found that other, when I was looking for that other fabric, I saw I had all this other stuff. So I started looking at my Hades and found this one that I could start because I really like her. And I had a piece of fabric that was perfect for it. And most of the colors, one good thing about that is most of the colors that are in this are also in Blue Flame. So all the colors that I had already had kitted for Blue Flame before work except for I've pulled 2 different ones. So that's not too big because there's not a lot of yellows and oranges in Blue Flame. This is how far I got done in the 4 days. I actually only ended up doing 3. I've been going through some stuff and I got some bad news that I'm not going to talk about right now. But so I missed a day, and then one day that I did end up stitching, I wasn't totally right and ended up doing 2 over 1 in the yellow and the red, and I kept it there to remind me. This is a reminder. So it's back to 1 over 1, and it doesn't look too bad. I think I did pretty good. Got a good bit done for the 4 days I worked on it. This needle minder is from the Jeweled Antler Co. on Etsy. She's also got a floss tube. I just started watching her floss tube. I thought I was waiting for it, and she had some problems uploading it, so I ended up not watching it. And then when she put out video number 2, I was like, I still gotta watch number 1. So I just caught up with her last night, and I'll link her below. Her name's Cristal. She's great. Yeah, I got that needle minder, and I got another one. It might be in here because I know I ordered another one. That everything's blending in together. The past 2 weeks, I didn't even realize I had to do this until earlier this afternoon. I'm like, oh, it's that Wednesday. So those are the 3 full coverage that I'm working on. I joined Full Coverage Fanatics. Last minute, I saw Dawn, Frosty Xstitch. She's on Instagram also. I was talking to her actually. We were messaging back and forth, and she said she was doing the 90 days full coverage. Now with the Full Coverage Fanatics, it doesn't matter if it's a hate, as long as it's full coverage. It doesn't matter the designer or the company it comes from, it qualifies. So they have some challenges going on, and I got in just in time to start yesterday with 90 days of full coverage. And the winner for that one, I asked 4 different people which 4 of my full coverages I should work on. I got an answer, different answer for each one. So I asked my friend's husband, and he was the deciding vote for Space Traveler. So this is going to be worked on every day for 90 days. Cross your fingers. Yeah, time and brain power permitting, I'll be working on that. That is right here. This is how far I've gotten on that. I did actually work on it a little last night for that first day. I did, you can't really tell, but it's a really dark blue, and I filled in some here and then moved down here and filled in some here. And that's all I ended up getting done for that, but every stitch counts, so I'll take it. That's going to be over there. I'm only pulling out the colors as I need them right now for it, just so I don't have stuff all over the place. One other thing that I did work on in the past 2 weeks is I started Elegant Squid from Ink Circles. I was like, you know what? I started it for the new year, new start. And this is Elegant Squid from Ink Circles. I'm not using the called for colors or the called for fabric. I got this from Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. She's still hashtag Audrey is a bully. And I had nothing to do with those snowmen she showed. I don't even talk to Nikki. I mean, I know who she is, but we don't even talk, so there's no way that Nikki did that because I beheaded some snowmen. See? False. Lies and slander. It's alright. Paybacks. Just keep it up. Anyway, I got a good start on Elegant Squid. I am using a fabric called Spring Gardens, 28 count. It came from Needleworker's Delight, which I'm pretty sure I got it even way back in the Silk Weaver days. And then I'm using Rami Creation threads. My needle minders from Mad for Minders. I figured, you know, Ursula with the deep blue sea. And the gray is the squid. And the green colors are the rest of it. I am using, let me look at the colors here. I have the tags right here. Dark Shadow and River Rock for these two. I did make sure to do some gray and then some green around it just to make sure that the gray was going to pop out. I didn't want it to get lost in the fabric, but I probably would have kept the fabric and changed the gray if I had to a darker one, but I think it's going to work. And that's pretty true to color. And you can see the purples and the green and the blue. I'm really liking that one. And it looks like it'll work up quick. But, you know, famous last words, oh, that doesn't look like it'll be too bad. 3 years later. So, we'll see. I got a good start on it, and I do have a ton of others in my plans if you watch that video. One other thing from the last time I said, you know, I had plans of starting others, and I did start one. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here he is. Huh. Okay. I didn't realize that I left 2 out. Well, one was a last minute. I found out there's a Star Wars Sunday sale, hashtag Star Wars Sunday sale. I think Bendy Stitchy and Hibernation Stitcher are doing it. So I was like, oh, I have one for that, and it's one I want to start. So it wasn't on the initial list, but it is now because I started it. I do believe, Minty Stitcher stitched this one. And I think that's when I first saw it. And I looked it up and I went and bought it. But that's Vader. I think he looks really cool. It's from Stitchline on Etsy. And I can link it below. But if you just even do a search for Vader or Stitchline, all one word, you should be able to come up with it. And I think she does like buy one, get one free too. So, you know, you're not just getting the one chart, you'll get 2. Which is pretty cool. And I worked on him, I think, 2 nights, maybe. Maybe it was 1 night. I don't remember. It's all blurred. I've been busy. So, that's what I got done. I'm using this purple 36 count fabric from Vicki Clayton. Hand-dyed fabrics. Or hand-dyed fibers she was. Anyway, you can't get it anymore. But I have a lot of this purple, and I thought this would be really cool to throw that on. And it looks good so far. This needle minder is available in my store. If it's not this one, there's another one. Or contact me. You could email me or get me on Instagram. I have them. Or something similar. Anyway, that's how far I got on Vader. That was another one. And then the other one that I forgot to put in for the video, and it was intended to be put in there, was Dorothy's Discovery from Silver Creek Sampler. Love this pattern. Love Wizard of Oz. And I think I bought this pretty much right after it came out. I ordered it from Jen over at the Whole Stitch Caboodle. I have not kitted her up yet, and the only reason why I haven't kitted her up yet is because I have some threads I'm getting in soon. I want to get the perfect sparkly for her shoes, and I want to get 2 different shades of green sparkles for the Emerald City. After I do that, then I'll figure out what fabric I want to put it on. I'm just not sure. So until I get the other stuff, I'm not even going to bother trying to pull fabric. I started to think about it, and I was like, just put it away. I'm thinking maybe even really, I might even have like a pale yellow that wouldn't wash out the yellow brick road. Or maybe I'll just go with the white. I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot going on there, so there's possibilities, right? Possibilities. So this is definitely going to be a start this year as soon as I can get all this stuff together. That is all I've done stitchy related. Anything that I've accomplished. I did get some mail in. I received a couple of cards, Christmas cards. Got one from Lisa, the Silver Stitcher. Love that. Look at how sparkly it is. It's pretty. And then I received one from Christine from Stitch All the Things. She's thanking me for my craft herpes. Loving the cards. I have... Oh, okay. I placed an order with Jen from the Whole Stitch Caboodle. She was doing what we call them one and dones. She had a couple left over of this, that, and the other thing. And she sent me a card for my order. And I put an order with her, and then I forgot it. And then it finally, I don't want to say finally came in, because it wasn't like she was, slow with it or anything. I'm just trying to figure out what else is in here and try to get it in order. Okay. So I bought 5 pounds of gummy bears for my birthday, and this is what I have left. My birthday was in November. Had to move my gummy bears out of the way. Okay, so what I ended up receiving from her was, I got a great deal on this book. This is the Heritage Village collection. It's a bunch of the Heritage Village houses in cross stitch. Now, I don't have a Heritage Village. I'm not going to move all that stuff out of the way every Christmas. You know, I'm not rearranging my house for every season. I'm too lazy. And, no. Anyway, but there are a couple of really cute designs in here that I'd really like to do. There's, I should have marked them off, huh? That would have been the smart thing to do. But then you wouldn't be able to sit here and look at this great hat that I've got on. I can't believe we actually made it through the wild cards. That was called luck. Big time luck. But I like this one. Now that's the actual house that they based it on. And it is the Nathaniel Bingham fabrics, and then the post office is connected to it. I might change the greens a little bit on the building. I'm not too crazy about that green. Something a little bit. And the Blue Star Ice Company, I think that's really cool. Even though it's got a star on it. Back in the day when the stars first started coming out, every time I turned around I saw this huge gaudy star slapped on the side of a building. It was actually getting me annoyed. So my friend Gina likes to torture me with the stars. And I don't hate stars. It's not that I hate them, it's just I just don't need them on everything I own. Or the side of my house. Jacob Adams Barn. I like this one too. One of the things I like about this is it's not all just solid stitches. Solid stitches, too much of solid stitching gets really boring really quick. There is this lighthouse, which I bet Pam would like. This is Pigeon Head Lighthouse. I think that's cute too. So there's a few in here that I'd like to stitch, and it'll go in the pile because it's not going to be right away, obviously. I also bought Clockmaker from Little House. I think that's cool. I probably even have like a really cool clock charm that could hang off that post instead of stitching it in. I bought some sleds. I got Bread Sled, the gingerbread. I resisted a couple of times and then finally gave in. And then there's a button in here too. So for the sake of not opening up everything, I had to get the snowy visitors, the birds, the cardinals. I think they're just too cute. And then, who doesn't need a ceramic witch hat? I don't know when I'm going to put it on. Who cares? It's here. I've got it just in case. I thought this was cute. It's on perforated plastic, but it's cute. I like that. And then this one's going to be interesting. I really like it, but it looks like it's probably going to drive me absolutely batshit crazy. Basically, you stitch this, and then you stitch these little parts and sew them on, and close it up, and then when you open it, it says Boo underneath. I think that's great. I don't have a box to put it on. I could find one, though. But I just think that's really cool. I like it. Got that. I also got Over the Moon Summer Bee from Sisters and Best Friends. Oh, this one right here, this is called Spookaboo from the Cat's Whisper Design Studio, if you're interested. I don't know if you can get them anymore. Jen was selling old stock, so some of it you can get, some of it you can't. Sisters and Best Friends, Over the Moon Summer Bee. Alphabets are okay. I don't need one in everything that I do, so if I stitch this anytime soon, I'll probably just stitch that part. Just from the, I know my ABCs for years now, trust me. This one's an old one. It's from Dimensions. It's called Country ABCs, but I like it for some of the motifs in there. I think it's good to have for if you need to stitch up little things. And it was at a good price, so I couldn't say no. This one is the Cricket Collection Rabbit Habit. Is this? I don't think it's not the original. It's the reprint, but it's called Rabbit Habit. And I don't think I'll stitch the bunny itself. I really just like the carrot. I mean, she's cute. I don't think I'm gonna stitch her, but I just like the carrot. Rabbit Habit. Try to get some of that glare off. There you go. I just think that's just too cute. Next, I bought Garden Friends. It's Designs by Charlotte. This is another old one. I don't know. And apparently the publisher's Just Cross Stitch. And I like this because that is so silly and weird. I think that's cute. These cats and that bird. This bunny, not doing it for me so much, but the rest of them are too cute, and it was a good price because it was an old one. This one's another Sisters and Best Friends. This one's called A Star for All Seasons. So there's 4 different charts, and it touches on winter, well, all the seasons, but it looks more like, there's a snowman. And then this over here looks like a goose. I think that's a goose. And then a ghost for the fall. And the summer looks like a crow, some watermelon, and a sunflower. Those are cute. They're small. They should work out pretty quick. I think it's a goose. Doesn't say. Apparently you could have bought the mat for it too. I don't think you can anymore. That's the charts. I also bought some fabric. That's part of my problem is this fabric. Now, I'm just going to show this fabric. It's really cool color. It's called Spice. Now, I'm still looking for fabric for 11s. A couple of these fabrics I thought might work. I'm not going to use them. I've decided no on these ones. But this fabric right here is called Spice. Okay? When I held it up like this. And I'm not sure if you see it, but I see it. Do you see it? I see it. Just say it. I don't even know what I'm going to stitch on this now. I feel like stitching a pair of pants on it. That's all I got to say. I like it. I just hope whatever I choose covers, and so it doesn't, because I'm 12. I can't tell you. That is 32 count, by the way, Spice. This one is 32 count doubloon. I got a fat quarter of that. Everybody should know what this looks like. This is a great color. Great standard color. This isn't going to work for 11s, is it? That wasn't the look I was looking for either. Moss. I think this is just pictures plus 32 count moss in Belfast. It's green. It's a little bit brighter than that. There we go. It's not that OD green. It's more like a, I don't know, moss green. Could that be? Might be a mossy green. Duh. Okay, and then this is my favorite, so I bought it anyway, which I had no intention of using it on 11s. I just wanted it. It is 32 count heroic. And anybody that likes to do, let me fold it up, maybe you can see. It's got the red and the blue in there with that great brownish color. Love this for anything patriotic. So I've already got 2 that I showed you in my last video for my plans that I'm using patriotic, the heroic for. I'm doing that Star, I think it's Spangled Happiness it's called, and then Penny America. Those 2 are going on this, and I have more Americana type stuff that are definitely going to need to go on some, so you can always use a fat quarter, right? So that's what I got from Jen. And this is from Cristal at the Jolt Antler Co. Remember I said I got 2 more needle minders? Yes, I make needle minders. Yes, I buy needle minders. I've got issues. She sent me this cute note. And pull them apart because this one is a skeleton sitting on a hand. Stars. I'm trying to see it there. No. Yes. No. Let's see if I can get it. Pull back. Is that not cool? I really like that. Not sure which pattern I'm going to put this one because I can use it now. And then this one. I think we all need a little bit of this in our life. Some bullshit remover. Definitely need some of this in my life. Okay, so much so, I went to the post office today. What a circle jerk that was. It is, I'm not sure if it's, you shouldn't do Okeechobee on a Wednesday, or if you shouldn't do Okeechobee the day after a holiday. But the post office was crazy. This guy was having a fit because he lives in a trailer park and the manager didn't empty out the mailbox, and it was overflowing and like had a rock holding the mail. And so the mailman came by next and took all that mail. You can't put more mail in if there's no room. So he was mad because he had to come pick up his mail, and then some of it was sent back, but apparently he had been gone for 2 months. And he's blaming the mail lady, and I'm so glad she stuck to her gun. She's like, no, that's your manager's job. He's like, well, she's busy. She's like, sir, we have trailer parks all over Okeechobee that have thousands of people, which is much more than yours. And that the manager does the mail. If the manager doesn't do the mail, you're not going to get your mail. It was a lot funnier than that, trust me. And then the postal guy that was taking care of my stuff, he has got to be the slowest man. He's the slowest person ever to put a label. And the only other job I could imagine he could have would be at the DMV. He's that sloth. He's that DMV sloth. He's just a mess. So it was just, yeah, I need a bullshit remover, please. So those were my purchases. I did get a couple of gifts in the mail. I received the cutest little gift, and I almost died when I saw this little label that said Flannel Jammies Farms. And I received a great little card from Donna Ray. And look at this. Look how cute that is. I gotta think, Anybody know if I have a Christmas one going on? If I have anything Christmas, this might be really cool to put in there. Or just hang up, because I do have another one that I just sit on the shelf so I can look at it. And this says Joyful Christmas Thread Keep, the Vintage Postcard Series by Whimsical Edge Designs, KelmScottDesigns.com. So it came from Kelmscott. How cool is that? I got that, and she sent me little beeswaxers from her bees. Flannel Jammies Farms. And they are so cute. Look how small. This is great because, you know, a lot of those beeswaxers are way too big. Look how cute this is just to throw in with your stuff. These little mittens. She made these. There's 2 of them because you should always have a set of mittens. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, and I didn't even eat the candy, and I love saltwater taffy. I wrapped it all up so I'd forget about it, and I had my gummy bears as a backup to stop me from eating the candy. Now I can eat it. And she wrapped it all up in this sparkly paper. Thank you so much, Donna Ray. I already messaged you, of course. I absolutely loved it. Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to put that back on. Again, it was hard for me to put it on the first time, but I had to make it look cute, right? And then from an anonymous friend, I know who it is, but they'd rather not be named on social media. Anyway, I did receive this Beeswax Bliss, 100% beeswax, handmade in small batches, from Noteworthy Needle. So I received that, and look at this needle minder. Is that not me? Here, I'll take it out. Crinkle, take off your headphones. The size of it. Oh my goodness. This might have to go on Scary One, because hashtag Audrey is a scary one. This might have to go on there. Look how cool that is. Love these. Thank you. You know who you are, and I already thanked you, of course, when I received it. What else? I have to look at my list of things to do and say. I also worked on my model. I said I didn't stitch anything else. I did a big patch on my model, so that was it. And I wanted to remind people about the hashtag OMG coffee sale. Please join us. There's no opening or closing date. It's just fun to see other people stitching coffee related stuff, because coffee is life. Matter of fact, I have some iced coffee here, because I'm sorry about the rest of the world, but it was like 85 degrees here today. And I'm going to list my hashtags in the description that I'm using and or could be using, and that I'm at least following and using as I stitch those types of items. I'm doing a bunch of them. Like I said, I'm doing the hashtag Star Wars Sunday sale, which I missed this Sunday, but I did do last Sunday. That's when I started Vader. So it wasn't, I think it was only the one day stitching then. I also, I did start a stitch that's going to be a gift for somebody else. It's sitting over in the corner. I just saw it, but I'm not going to show that right now. They can show it when they receive it. I also am doing the Bodacious Women's sale. That is for anything like the Mirabilias or the Lavender and Lace, or even if it's a Haid, that's a big one. You know, we stitch these great things with these beautiful women on them and mermaids, and I really need to work on my Midsummer Night's Fairy and Ice Angel. They're very lonely. And Midsummer, I have to take out all that purple on the bottom, and my friend Gina will tell you, as soon as I mess up on something, she's like, oh no, it's not going to be seen for months, and boy, she's right every time. So I do need to get my butt in gear and work on her, so that's why I want to do that sale. And I do see a couple people using it on Instagram, which is great. I want everybody to join in. There's no start or finish date. It's just a little bit of encouragement for us to get our stuff done. I told you I was looking for things for different stitch-alongs and different hashtags to use, so we can all get, you know, push each other. Not bully each other like Audrey does now. I mean, we don't need to push them over the edge. We just sort of want to edge them towards the stitching, not off a cliff like Audrey would. But that being said, OMG coffee sale. I came up with I had ordered some of these little Starbucks cups, and I wasn't sure what I was going to use them for when I first ordered them. I just thought they were cute, and I was thinking, well, maybe I could use them for charms, which I may, because I ended up ordering more. But I took a stab with one of my smaller magnets, and I made it into a little, I don't know, do I have a magnet board available? I do. So, look at this. I figured OMG coffee sale really needs a needle minder. So if you're interested, if you're joining the sale and you would be interested in this, contact me. I'm on Instagram as QNVIKKI. I am here, StitchNButton. You can email me, StitchNButton Gmail. I don't check that as often, but I will. I try to remember to check it at least once or twice a week. And I still have a few of these left. I've sold a whole bunch so far, and I think they're great. They're small. They're nice and small, but they stand up instead of lay down flat. And let me grab a needle here. I showed a picture on Instagram. Not only does the needle stick to the bottom like that, but you could also stand your needle up in the handle. That way it's sort of easier to grab when you're done again. It just sits right in there. I thought it was a cute idea. I have one for when I pull out my coffee piece to use, and I know that there's obviously a few people that really liked it too. I have an extra needle here. Matter of fact, it's a petite. I just pulled this out of my seat, and it would have stabbed me in a really bad place had I sat wrong. That was last night. I was like, oh, look at that. Been there, done that. I've yet to sit on one. Oh, God, I said it out loud, and it's going to happen now, right? I hope not. No, squares. So that's not in my Etsy shop. That is on Instagram. I only put it up on Instagram for people if they want one. I did do one other thing that's not stitchy related. I'm just making sure that I'm hitting all the topics. I forget. I think it was in the beginning of the summer or in spring. I went to yard sales with a friend of mine, and I was walking by this lady, and I looked at the sewing machine. She said $5, and it works. And I'm like, I sew $5. Why not? $5 if it didn't work, it wouldn't be that much of a loss. She just didn't want to have to carry it again. Gotcha. I carried it. It was heavy. It's a Montgomery Ward. I'm looking at it. Signature series sewing machine. Heavy. So it's got the wooden / paper lid. It's because it's portable, and it looked nasty. It was gross. It looked like it had sat in somebody's kitchen and got slopped. I don't know what kind of DNA was on this sucker, but it wasn't looking good, and it was sitting in the corner. I pulled it out, and it works like a dream. It works great. It's nice and quiet. It runs real good. I have a Singer Tradition, and I think it might have been a $100 machine. It's plastic, and you know the newer ones don't work like the old ones. And I've been using it because, you know, you got to use what you got. But this one, I ordered a zipper foot for it because that's I only have a regular foot for it. I need a zipper foot to do the project bags. And since it took me so long to figure out that it worked, now that I know that it works, I couldn't look at the lid anymore. So what I did was a little amateur decoupage. I took some scrapbooking paper, like that one and that one, 2 different kinds, and I put it on first. And then I added all these great pictures and some tissue paper pieces that I had, but some ads, some stickers. I did add stickers since I posted the pictures before. I added some crazy stickers on there. It's not perfect, but it still looks better, and it's got more of my character on it. So, gotta put some Marilyn in there. Look at this doll with attitude. That was in a crochet book. That's one of those old, smaller crochet magazines that you could buy. This is a sticker I had. There's some on top. There's a stormtrooper on top. Some other stuff from books and stuff. Anyway, so that's what I ended up doing with it. It looks better. And I may add stickers as I get them or something. I might stick something else on there. Who knows? Anything can happen. I also had, I know a lot of people are talking about thread drops. And as soon as I can get a chance to get over on the coast, because there's nothing here, I want to get one of the tag cutters and maybe like what Cristal uses for her needle minder cutouts. Maybe one of these kind. Doesn't matter. And then a bigger hole punch to make my own thread drops also. But I was thinking, you know what? I have a ton of picture paper. I don't know if anybody else does, but I like to save stationery. And you know, when you're buying business cards or labels or something, half the time they give you like free picture paper. You buy printer cartridge and they give you these 4x6 packs for free, and you're like, okay, now what am I going to do with this, because I'm not really printing out pictures. Well, at least that's my case. This looks like I got it for $2. I don't even think it was $2, but it's picture paper that has super sticky on it. And I think you can even do it with the other paper as long as you're not putting the adhesive on the glossy side. Instead of buying cardstock, if you have old picture paper sitting in a drawer somewhere, why don't you use that? It's as thick as cardstock, and you could put your pretty paper on top of it. Reduce, reuse, repurpose, right? And this already has sticky stuff on it. It's from Post-it. So I can just take the thing off, put my scrapbooking pretty paper on top of it, which will make it thick enough for thread drop, and then punch it out. Just a little tidbit note, something I thought of. And last but not least, if you're interested in project bags, if you got some Christmas money that you wanted to spend and you wanted to get a project bag, hit me up. I do have some made. There's some on my Etsy shop that I posted, and then I have some here that I have not put, that they've only been posted on Instagram, and I figure I'd just show those quick before we go. I do have a Halloween all year round. It works. This one's got a witch on it. I've got put your big girl's panties on and deal with it, and that actually has a panty charm in this purple. I've got 2 Frida Kahlo bags. This is one. Frida holding her monkey and some parrots. And then I got this big old monkey charm on there. I don't know what he's holding. Is that a peach? I have no clue. It's just got a black inside because it was busy enough, I figured. And then I've got this Frida. There's 2 different ones. Well, 2 of the same different patterns on it though. So here's this Frida left over with another big monkey charm. And I made an extra, when I made Lisa's bags, I did make an extra horse bag with the plaid on the inside. And this has like a little cowboy boot as a zipper pull. So if you're interested in those, hit me up, Instagram or on here, and just let me know. I am pretty much done. My plans for the next couple of weeks is pretty much the 90 days of full coverage, so I'm definitely going to have to work on Space Traveler, and I should probably kick myself in the butt and finish Frankenboo, so maybe I'll work on that, and I need to work on my model, obviously. I also have some more bags I need to make up. I'm going to be making project bags. I'm looking at the fabric. It's a big pile of fabric over here. I have 2 bags to make for somebody, and then I have coffee fabric. I have a couple different coffee fabrics I'm going to be making, and oh, it's been a while since I sewed. I took a couple weeks off, guys. You know, with the holidays and dealing with some family stuff, I just was not sewing. So I did make a grime guard because I got an order for one on Etsy, and I had to, so I made the grime guard. But otherwise, I have not been into it. That's about my plan. So Frankenboo needs to come out. And because Pam will probably finish hers this week too, so I need to work on mine. I'm even She might even be further than me now. You know how she is. I got nothing else. I will put links below. My goodness, words are hard. I'll put the links below for the people that I mentioned and for all of my hashtags that I'm using, the sales that I'm doing. I will put the hashtags there, and I would love for you guys to join me. Doesn't have to be all of them, obviously. That's crazy. But come join me. And I hope everybody had a wonderful new year and nobody blew their fingers off. And I wish a great new year for everybody. And I'm babbling. I got a dog. He's here wondering what I'm talking about too. Anyway, don't let anybody steal your sunshine. Have a great one.